Hello and welcome everybody to another player review. This time around I've got for you the 84 rated Inform Umtiti. Now, to kick this straight off, I used Shadow on him, but I think that was a bad idea. I only used it just because that was the one that came with him when I bought him. But I truly think Anchor would have been better just to boost those physicality attributes just a bit. And once again, all the stats I say in the video are the non-boosted stats before the chemistry styles. So let me first off say, I tried him out for a few games only, and I just thought he was a solid player from the very first few games. And kicking off with the pros. First off, for stamina, he's got 84 stamina in game, which seems crazy good. And I felt like this card was never tired. He can run for days. I tried to exhaust him over many games of not renewing his fitness over time. And honestly, this card still had enough stamina to run 3 or 4 games without applying a fitness guard on him. Next up is the strength. He's got 79, he has only 79 strength, but it definitely feels much stronger than 79 strength. It's honestly a great plus to have for a very agile center back, and I didn't have any issues with this. I thought I would have issues, but I did not, to my surprise. And next up is the dribbling. And let me just say, for a dribbling stat for the center back, he's got 73 in-game dribbling, but it just feels so much better yet again. I truly honestly felt confident with him on the ball in the back four, and whenever he had the ball, I knew it was in good hands. Next up is the sprint speed. He's got 77 sprint speed, which is extremely high for a center back. And when I say this, I mean it when he can catch up to many forwards with that 77 sprint speed, but it's just a matter of it having to be over long distances due to the low acceleration. And possibly the best pro for this card is the passing on him. Honestly, cannot stress how good the passing is. Short passes, long passes, so good in game compared to what it says of 84 short passing and 77 long passing. I have I've added many clips of his crazy accurate passes from this defense line. Next up is his tackling. He's got such high tackling stats. He's got 88 standing tackle and 86 slide tackling. And I honestly felt this card had the most solid tackles out there. He always came out with the ball and never overcommitted. I've added many clips yet again of him making very clean and accurate both standing and sliding tackles. Next up is his heading. Yes, he's only 5'11", but he's got that 91 jumping, which is great, along with 74 heading accuracy, which isn't too much of an issue, honestly. He won so many aerial battles for me, and I think that 91 jumping is a huge plus on this card. And finally, his positioning. I expected him to have awful positioning with the high work rates on a center back, but honestly, surprisingly, he was always staying it back in the defense. And I mean it when he says he never pushed up too far for me. And I thought his positioning was awesome. Now that wraps it up for the pros. Moving on to the cons. Now, this card I could only think of 2 cons, and I already mentioned one. It's the acceleration. It's kind of a letdown at times if he gets beaten, which is only 75 acceleration. It's not honestly too bad for a center back, but if he is beaten with a ball roll or something, I think he's completely vulnerable, and just try to make sure you don't get beaten with him. But yet again, sprint speed makes up for it over long distances. And finally, his height. Only 5'11", but honestly did not find it an issue at all, especially because he had that 91 jumping stat that completely makes up for it. And as I said, he won many headers for me. I could only see the height being an issue versus maybe players like Ibrahimovic or someone of that sort. Overall, this card was very solid and pretty fun too. For the ultimate review, I give him an 8.0 out of 10 for enjoyability. I had so much fun to use this card to dribble with him and just take it up from center back and lay it off to others. He felt like a solid David Luiz kind of player. His consistency, I'd give him an 8.5 out of 10 just because he didn't do that much the first game I used him, and I think I just had to get used to him. But the games after that, he really shined. For defense, I'd give him an 8.5 out of 10. Only concern is the somewhat low strength, but then again, I didn't find it an issue. I could only see it being an issue against a player like Ibra or Lukaku, for example. And versatility, I'd give him an 8.0 out of 10 for versatility. He can easily be used as a center back, defensive midfielder, or a center midfielder. He's got great passing and a great defensive player stat. And for the weekend league status, I'd give him an 8.0 again for weekend league. There are definitely better options for much cheaper. For example, Smalling, Koscielny, Varane, you name it. And finally, for price, I'd give him an 8.5 out of 10 for price. Right now he's around 90k. I thought the card was great, big upgrade from the non-inform, and it comes with the ability to do many different things such as passing, defending, hold up play, etc. Well guys, that's a wrap for today's episode on the 84 inform rated Umtiti. Please hit that thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe for more content. Till next time, peace.
Down.